to note the key issues you're going to be using. So I'm going to talk about leadership. Before, let me just give a background. I remember one time I came on this line and I shared and I said, God has given me scholarship to do masters in theology. So recently I was doing one of the course units, which I did very well, and that is in servant leadership. And I saw it is wise if I bring this knowledge down to us. And because we are leaders, we are upcoming leaders, everyone is a leader. I remember our leader, Mary, used to tell us, you are the CEO of your life. It means you're a leader. So you need to have these tips on your fingertips. So allow me to share my screen and just a moment. Okay. Okay. So you are going to talk about leadership. What is leadership? You can actually be posting some of the definition you know about leadership. Last time in last devotion, I did not finish it very well, but the little time I was there, our leader was like, why do we use the word my leader? So you can post something, the definition, your own understanding about leadership in the chat box as I share my screen. Thank you. Let me check out one of the chats. I'm saying, indeed, you are the chief captain and the CEO of your life. That is from Mary. Good morning, church. Keep on posting action of leading a group of people. That is from Elik. Thank you so much. All right. All right, now we are good to go. Let me share the screen. Thank you so much. Those are actually true definition of leadership. Kindly confirm, Delik, from your side if you can see my screen. If you're able to see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Now, leadership is the ability to leverage influence into action. You know, in leadership, in servant leadership, I'm going to rely more on servant leadership. In servant leadership, it is this leads, actually, this principle works, power, influence, then leadership. You know, whatever form of power you have, by power, I can, there are 4 types of power. Each of us, each leader may have. Number 1 is legitimate. Legitimate is position. The influence you get by the position you're having. Maybe you are the CEO. There is another power and form of power called expert power. This is by the knowledge you have, the skill you have, and the reward. And there is reward. This is the kind of power where you use gifts to influence people to follow you. And there is a last one called referent power. This is where I'm going to put more emphasis. And reference power is a power derived from a strong relationship between the leader and the follower. And the result of referent power is trust. You get trust. You get respect from the people you lead, from those who follow you, because there is this bond, this strong relationship. And the kind of leadership I'm going to talk about, it comes from this kind of power. referent power. So having seen that, so remember the definition, don't forget the definition of leadership is the ability to turn privileged influence into actions. Is the ability to change this power you've received into leading people, into leadership. So leadership is about using your influence efficiently and effectively. If you're a leader, you need to use your influence efficiently and effectively. Let me come to what do I mean by the word efficiently? Efficiently is just is using your resources wisely. The resources given to you, the resources that are available, it should not cost you much to complete a task. So that is being efficiently. And effectively means to accomplish the task as planned. I will give an example. If you had planned to move from station A and then go to maybe town A and go to town B, and you actually at the end of it all, you move from town A to B, that means you have effectively accomplished what you planned. But now, leadership is like an engine of a vehicle as well. Influence is the fuel. Let us look at these two images, the cars that are there on your screen. One is a old vehicle, another one is brand new, and maybe the consumption is okay. For example, if you're given 5 liters of fuel to use, maybe maybe I use Chatuka, you're given 5 liters. Which vehicle will you choose to use to move from here to maybe Nebi? So the 5 liters, depending on which vehicle you've put in, depending which vehicle you're going to choose, the 5 liters will not take you far. And the other one, actually, if you use this other small car, it can take you very far. So the efficiency looks at how far can you go with the resources given to you. Okay? I will use another example. For example, if you are to move maybe from Alua to Nebi, and someone decides to use a motorcycle and you decide to use maybe a plane, of the two, who is more efficient? It is a person, I think it is a person who has used the motorcycle, because he will use less fuel and he will accomplish that task. Now, I am going to concentrate more on the biblical view of servant leadership. Look at this image here. It is an image of Jesus washing his disciples' feet. When we read in the book of John, chapter 13, verse 1 to 17, I'm going to pick out some few verses and we concentrate on those verses. Just think about the master washing someone's feet, Jesus washing his disciples' feet. That is a sign of servant leadership. Now, we are reading from John chapter number 13. I'm going to start from verse number 3. This is how it reads. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power. He knew that he has all the power. Remember, this is the time when Judas Iscariot, the devil entered him, and he went to betray Jesus. So Jesus knew they were for a meal, a dinner, and Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from a meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with a towel that was wrapped around him. When we jump to 12, it says, when he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. Do you understand what I have done for you? He asked them. You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so. For that is what I am. He was confirming that really I am a teacher and I am your Lord. But I've washed your feet. Do you understand what I've done? Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly, I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them. Okay, to some think, actually, this is a thing we should always do. But remember, Jesus preached in parables. So he was telling them the true leadership, servanthood leadership, how we should behave. Yes, you are a teacher. Yes, you are the Lord, but it does not cost you. It doesn't move you from that position to go out there and set an example. We shall get to know more about this as we go. Now, this is what you should always know. There is a theory called behavior theory, one of the theories that tells us if you need to be a great leader, you must know all the needs of your followers, the people you serve, the people that your subordinates, what they need. But the biblical view of how you can know the needs of the people is to rely in prayer, is to allow God to lead you. It's not literally that you should send maybe, okay, you should get to know exactly priority the needs of your people. But this is, in servant leadership, we depend on God. He reveals them to you. And if you meet them, then you become a great leader. Now, in servant leadership, you should not forget, we depend on God in prayer, in reading the word, and getting his guidance. Now, there are 10 commitments, proven commitments of leadership. This is where I want you to put more emphasis to. There are actually 5. Each of these 5, it is 2 in 1. Number 1 is called model the way. If you want to be a good leader, you should always model the way. In modeling the way, we are talking about clarify your personal value. Let people know what you stand for. Let people know, if like organization like World Vision, we thank God we know our values. We are Christians. You can mention them. We value people. So clarify, let them know your personal value, your organization value. Number 2 is set the example. Don't ever make a mistake to tell the people you lead. I will use a simple example. Pick up that trash and take it to the dustbin. If they have never seen you doing that, you've never set an example. You've never shown them how to do a certain thing. So if you want to be an effective leader, you should always model the way. You should be exemplary. So people will always follow you, and the more people follow you, respect you, trust you, you're gaining influence. The other thing I've not told you, influence they are like points. They are the more people, the more you serve. The way you can get this influence is to serve. The more you serve is the more you get influence, and the more you task people to do something, you're actually reducing on your influence. If I tell somebody, the people like I lead, you know what, you need to maybe write this report, go to point and bring me this, you are costing your influence. Now, we should always drill on banking refilling this influence. Because the moment your influence is used up, is depleted, people will go away from you. You will not again be effective. So, number one, commitment actually is to model the way. Number two, inspire a shared vision. In inspiring a shared vision, as a leader, a great leader, a great leader should have a vision. You should cast out the vision to the people you lead. They should be aware. Now, this works it can work in our teams, different team we are in. Your vision should be known to them. Some leaders think, I am, for example, if you have a company, I am the CEO of this company. It is only me to know the vision. You will not be effective. You need to enlist. Number one is a vision, the future. You need to show people where we are heading to, where we are going. Then number two is under that inspire a shared vision. It is to enlist others in a common vision. You need to bring other people on board. Share it oftenly, regularly. Let them know what we are aiming. Someone wrote and said, actually, vision leaks. Vision leaks, it means that, like, for example, you have a bucket of water and has these small holes, so water keeps on leaking. People forget the vision, but we should always keep on reminding our staff, reminding the people we lead. Like, I'm a pastor, I should always remind the congregation that this is where we are heading to. That is to inspire a shared vision. Number three is to challenge the process. In challenging the process, number one is search for opportunity. As a leader, you must search for new opportunity. You must always be on top of getting new opportunity, new ideas. You should, for example, you are in a company, you should also search how are they doing this kind of work in other companies. If you're confined to your old ways, to your traditional ways of leadership, hey, let me tell you, your company will run bankrupt. You will get out of business. You will be kicked out of business. You'll be kicked out of that office. So you need to always, as a leader, challenge the process by searching. Number one, search for opportunities. In searching opportunities, allow people to bring new ideas. It's not that a leader, a good leader is the one who will, everything you need to, your name to be tagged on there. There is a saying that it's about the best idea or a best process, not necessarily who has given it, who has given the idea. So allow people to contribute. Tell them, you know what? I am your leader, but it does not mean that I know everything. So if you have an idea how we can do this and simplify it, please bring. But if you are such a leader who people, the moment they know you are in the office, people are just, they don't want to pass into that corridor. They're just full of fear. That is not being a good servant leader. The fourth one is to enable others to act. Okay, and before I go to this, there is number two of experiment and take risk under the point of challenge the process. Yes, in experiment and take risks, allow people. As a vision bearer, you know where we are heading. As a leader, you know what we aim to achieve. Now you need to start to take risks. As in risk, for example, because you need to achieve allow even your staff, your subordinate, the people follow you to take risks. That's the way they can grow. Okay, let us go to enable others to act. Enabling others to act. This one looks at fostering collaboration, encourage teamwork, team building, delegate some of the work to your staff, position them to the positions where they can grow their career. That is enabling others to act. If you're a leader with your skill. For example, you have a skill, but you don't want to share it. You're afraid that I can train this person in this, and maybe 1 year on the road, it will take over my position. That is not effective leadership. So you should empty yourself. Whatever skill you have to the people you lead, they should be knowing what you do. That is enabling them, giving them opportunity to shine also. Strengthen others. Strengthen them. You know what? You can do it. How do you strengthen them? If someone delivers on something, a kind word, someone said, actually, the unwritten note makes a difference. If someone has delivered on something, just get a note and say, thank you. You have done this. You have done this excellently. That is strengthening. That is enabling others to act. Amen. And the last one is encourage the art. There is some feedback. That is, Alex, help us with that, please. Okay, thank you. Now, encourage the art. How do you encourage the art? We should develop this art of recognizing contributions. Yeah, we thank God, World Vision. Yeah, when you do something, at least they recognize you. I remember last FY, they gave me an award of being the innovation with and good idea. We should copy from this. Even in your small groups, even in your small department, if someone contributes something, if someone recognize that small contribution, it encourages them. The more you do that, you're getting influence. The more you get influence, your leadership will be sustained. And celebrate victories. Celebrate victories. Someone gets something, celebrate. Like, for example, recently we were sending off our brother, the mill manager, Paul Chigwe. And those who missed, but if you were part of this, the word staff spoke about him. They were inspiring. We were like celebrating the victory. He has achieved he has gone to a new level. God has blessed him. We celebrate victory. Someone like Alex is going to get married. We celebrate victories. Okay? So you need to actually put these 10 points, 10 commitments on your fingerprints. I can give you one of the tip. On my right hand side here, there is something I put, MICE. MICEE. If you want to not forget, we used to cram when we were studying, so it used to help us pass exams and also understand the tip. So if you want to not forget this, M stands for model the way, I stands for inspire a shared vision, C stands for challenge the process, E stands for enable others to act, and the last E is encourage the art. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are to do these things, you're going to be an effective leader. The other types of power, that is legitimate, expert, reward, they can take you for some time, but not forever. But this type of power, that is referent power, that gives us the servant leadership, it will take you forever. You will replicate yourself. Many pastors will come. So I keep on encouraging people. Sometimes I call you, you know what, you're going to preach, you're going to lead. People say, Pastor, I don't have that gift. But come out of that fear, come out and try it. Amen. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. May God bless you. Let's pray. Almighty God, I want to thank you for this time. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this skill that I've received. Father, let it be. Let it develop let it be taken by many staff. Father, let them become servant leaders. Let them listen. Let them go out there to set examples, Lord. Father, Lord, because that's what you want us to do. Yes, you were the Lord and the teacher, but you washed your disciples' feet. Father, I thank you for your spirit. Continue to teach us, continue to enable us to serve you. In Jesus' mighty name we've prayed.